Whoa, 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 whoa. If you guys are gonna come here with a bunch of energy, you relax, understand of what I'm saying that I'm doing, right? When I try and put out a video, yes, it is something that may be extreme right from the start, and I hope that you guys watch the whole video and exactly what I'm doing. But I do want to go through where XRP is today, and just to know I did put through a short. Now, it may not go my way, which is fine. If it does, if it doesn't, right, I'll still be able to live to fight another day because I always accept any losses that I do have. So if it ends up being a loss, it ends up being a loss. But I just want to tell you guys what I decided to do. So just hold off. Take your fork picks, your what are they? Pitchforks. I don't even know what they are. I was about to say toothpicks at this point. Either way, I'm not cutting this out of the video. Either way, grab your pitchforks and your flame sticks and just put them to the side. I don't know. I'm having a good time today. Guys, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, follow me on Patreon. Those links are in the description. Now, again, if you guys want to make a move in the platform that I'm trading on, right, when I do my short-term trades, my active trades, whatever, I use BTCC, which is honestly a phenomenal platform. Since I've been using it, I've been able to have some good luck with it. Yes, it is more about skill, but it also involves luck with what's going on in the market, the different forms of news that could pop out of anywhere, whether the stock market's running or whatever. It really all depends on a lot of those factors. So while you're trading, and if you have a great strategy, you can utilize BTCC. Now, what does BTCC offer you? You have the ability to leverage trade. You can trade outright, buying the position if you wanted to. And you can demo trade. So if you find a strategy or want to develop a strategy, you can easily do it on this platform. Now, if you use my link down below, you'll get a 10% deposit bonus, as well as extra bonuses up to $10,055, 40% lower trading fees, and you can trade up to a 500x leverage. I don't ever recommend that. I typically trade somewhere around a 5 to 10x leverage, even though today the leverage trade is a little bit higher. But typically I'm trading, 5 to 10, sometimes it's even as low as 2x leverage, depending on how much long-term positions I want to hold, right? Because the lower the leverage, the longer term it can be. Higher the leverage, the shorter term you want it to be. So check out my link down below for BTCC if you guys want to. But where does XRP currently stand? Now, I think what we saw yesterday in the market was phenomenal because we saw a lot of movement with Bitcoin, with Ethereum especially, and seeing some other things that are making some big moves as well. But XRP, where it currently stands, is actually at a slight loss for the last 24 hours. It's currently down by 0.43%, but it's at a $2.55 price. It's at a $149 billion market cap, just below the $150 billion market cap that is Tether. And so it's not the number three cryptocurrency in the world as of right now, but it is going back and forth as we see it move up to $2.60 versus $2.55 and $2.50, right? So volume today, $5.47 billion, which is down 14.5% over the last 24 hours. The volume market cap ratio at 3.6%, still low compared to what I like to see, which is 10 to 20 to 30%. But when you have such a high market cap, it gets a little bit difficult to see that type of money flow into or out of XRP. But you're also looking at the 58.55 billion coins that are in circulating supply. The last 7 days, it is up by 20%. So we've seen some major movements from $2.12 all the way up to a high here of $2.62. And then even getting to $2.62 again before retracing a little bit down to $2.50, I believe 50 cents, 53 cents. But now it's increasing a little bit. We could see some stair stepping down, and that's kind of what I'm looking for here when I talk about this short. Now, to get into the anger, right, that makes you guys take out your pitchforks and your flame and obviously start a riot in some way. understand that I'm doing this as a short term, not saying that I'm taking all of my XRP and shorting it. I'm not doing that. I still have, 200,000 plus XRP in my possession. But I decided to take out a trade on, BTCC, which could backfire. And if it does, it does, right? If it grows or ends up increasing by 1%, I lose, everything that I've invested into that, which is fine, right? I wanted to put through that trade because I did see maybe a little bit of something that could come back before it decides to go up, which I would love, to obviously see that happen for the fact that I put through the trade, but I did only risk $50. So I went over on BTCC, and this is where the trade is right now. Right now, it's down by 26% in the trade that I made. The opening price was $2.55. It's currently at $2.56. We could see this get up to $2.60 or so. And if it does, then I end up losing everything that I decided to put in there, which again is only $53, right? I think I ramped it up to like $58 that I could lose. But I also have a take profit in there, which I will go through. Now, to tell you the truth, it's kind of great to be able to utilize this platform because it can be so simple to make some of these trades. And not saying you're looking for any type of patterns, but you can find patterns in where it's going to hit, right? So maybe it's going to resist off of the 50 moving average, or it's going to resist off of or bounce off of the 200 EMA. You could have seen this coming as it hit the 200 EMA a while ago. Obviously, I wasn't looking heavy at it, or else I would have just played that bounce of $2 because that's what you're seeing here. Typically, you can see the trend of bouncing off of those levels. Now, there's certain instances to where, look, it bounces off the 200 EMA, 50 moving average, and then it breaks through the 50 moving average, then creating it as a resistance instead of a support level. So you can see that happen, and now you see it bounce across there, bounce over it again, and you see that potential cross, which could lead to a lot of upward gains, upward momentum. But I'm thinking after we see maybe a little bit of a pullback, to get me to about $2.30, $2.28. Now, if that does happen, that's where I'll be able to gain a little bit from it. Now, that's only if I still have the trade in there, because I did take a high leverage. I took a 100x leverage, which I don't typically do. I took 100x leverage to then, if it does get down to a level of $2.30, I could gain a decent amount. So if I go in here and we look at what my stop loss is, what my overall thing is. So what's here is 1% is for a stop loss, right? That would be about $50 or $60 of a loss, which is fine because I did already gain $100 from the previous trade that I made. Or I can gain, to get to $2.30, I can gain about $500 plus on this trade if it does come back down to $2.30. So that's kind of the risk that I'm taking there, but it's not saying that I'm shorting everything that I own, or I'm just deciding to bet against XRP, because I do believe in XRP heavily. And I just want to play kind of both sides. I always wanted to play the short-term game to where I can gain short-term profit as well as long-term profit, and just play the way that it's moving over time with my short-term, but then still have my length of time for my massive XRP that I do have. And I would expect you guys to maybe do something of the same. So let me know what you think about this. Do you think that this will turn out well? Obviously, if it gets to, I guess, what will be the trigger point? So if it does get to, let's see, 1%, it ends up losing 1%. If it gets up to $2.58. If it gets to $2.58, almost $2.59, then I lose everything that I put in there, right? If it gets to $2.30, I already have a take profit from it, which would be great. Again, $2.30 is around this point, which you do see previous lows that it did get to. Right now where it is, you're seeing previous highs, so it looks like it's going to pull back from those levels. But again, those previous highs, right, even if it gets back up to this point and then drops back down, that will end up liquidating what I have there. So let me know if you think it's a good play. Let me know if you think it's a horrible play. And I want to see how it plays out, right? That's why you take these risks. But the point is is that you have to make sure you know when to cut it off. You have to know when you stop the bleeding, because this could bleed forever until your account is drained, right? You never know, especially if you're seeing what we see here, where we could see a cross of the 50 moving average and the 200 EMA, meaning that we see a lot of upward potential, a lot of gains coming in the next, couple of days or so, even weeks, maybe even months. But anyways, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more of these videos. XRP is in a great spot. I'm not shorting it heavily. I'm just throwing through a small short play that I could potentially gain off of and then see it skyrocket after I decide to sell it or after I decide to cover it. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more of these videos. I apologize for anybody that had a trigger or got upset with the fact that I'm shorting it, but I just want to let you guys know what I'm doing. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.